So how long has the Christmas 14 program been going on? When did you start it?
Man, without looking at documents, maybe 3 years ago, maybe 4 or 5. Time screens by so quick. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's been 5 years actually. That's crazy to think, but yeah, maybe it's been 5 years.
All right. Well, what benefits have you seen come out of its inception? Some of the kids that the program has helped, what have you seen come out of them?
I mean, the thing is, I know what martial arts does to me, and I know what it's done for my life.
Mm-hmm.
So quantifying that benefit is relatively easy for me. I will also say that probably the most surprising variable has been that whenever I would contact a martial arts academy and go through the bio of a student and accept them into the program, I would contact an academy. And I would say, hey, we raised enough money to sponsor them for 2 years. And every single academy so far has refused to take a tuition. So I've spent the money towards buying a lot of their students free gis. So we've allocated the same amount of money, but I've got free tuition. They hear what I'm doing and they refuse. That's one of the amazing things about the martial arts. Is it truly is a fraternity. And when they really understand that I've taken the time to go over a bio, vet these prospective students, make them sign a contract, committing to excellence and progress and dedication to the sport and to the integrity side of the martial art. Every single one of them, not 98%, not 97%, 100% of the academies have said, no worries, there's scholarship, don't worry about it. And I've said, okay, well, let me provide gis, and it's. I know. It's funny, what I set out to raise money to do. I mean, I can't say that it would have happened if I didn't actually have the money to offer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because when you come with no money and you just ask for freebie, I think it's a little different. But whenever you contact me, you say, hey, I want to buy 2 years of your schooling, of your curriculum, of your payroll, of your teachers to instruct a student of mine with your regular classes. Then they realize, wait a minute, this guy's serious, and they've done it for free. So it's been completely amazing, and I don't know of another industry that does that. I really don't.
No, not in the slightest bit. So are students outside the Los Angeles area, are they able to qualify for the program?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've taken bios from everywhere.
All right.
And to be honest, we've gotten some applications and bios from people that don't deserve it in the least.
Right.
I have bios from a kid, that's private school, and he didn't have the money to do it because and he listed a handful of things that some other expenses that they're things that people with money can afford. So you know what I mean.
Right.
It's been a little surprising like that. It's been like, okay, well, if that's your biggest problem, you can you don't have many problems.
Right. You could probably swing it. Well,
yeah, we've had to turn down a number of people as well. So it's been. But I really think that we're helping a lot of people out. We really are. So it feels good.
So when you're looking at a student who's requesting, financial assistance, what are you looking for? Who would you say would be probably a qualified student for your program?
Say it one more time. You just broke up for a second.
Oh, sorry. When you're looking at a student that wants to participate in the program, what are you looking for in that student for them to qualify?
You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the promise to make the world a better place. I'm looking for the promise and a personality. I'm looking for somebody that, if given the opportunity, is going to take hold of it and never let go. What I'm not looking for is somebody that's using an opportunity when they could fend for themselves. Even if I feel like they could, and I'm a firm believer that character will always outclimb circumstance. I really believe that. Mm-hmm. But some people, I want to offer them a hand up, not a hand out, but a hand up. And some of those people, when you interview them, you're like, man, this guy is inevitably going to get there. But you know what? I can make him get there a little bit sooner. But make no mistake, if a person can get there, they're going to do it regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to make it a little bit easier. It's that work ethic that's in a kid. You can see it. You can hear it in their voice. You can see it in their eyes. It's everything about them. If somebody's looking for an easy way, I'm not the guy for them. But if somebody is like, I'm going to do this anyway, you know, and funnily enough, the people, you have to seek them out. They're not the ones that pursue you. You know, it's a friend of a family that puts a bio out there. And then when I ask for, you know, a direct message from the kid, then they give it. But they're not the ones. The ones with integrity aren't out looking for this. You know?
Right.
But I think I've said 1,000 times, if a kid wants to go into a martial arts program, he'll walk into the academy and say, what can I exchange to get into this program? Can I clean the mats? What can I do? I'll do whatever you want. But I can't afford the tuition. What can I do? And I don't know of a martial artist who I respect that would turn that kid down. And it would seem like, well, if you follow that business model, you're going to go out of business. The truth is, no, you're not, because the people that would be willing to do that are non-existent. The kids that will walk into an academy and say, I'll do anything to get your service for free, that kid doesn't exist anymore. And it's a shame. It's a shame.
Well, for the kids that you teach now, and this is going to be completely from your perspective, how important would you say is parental involvement in their martial arts education?
I think parental involvement is key in every type of education. Mm-hmm. I think, you know, the disintegration of the nuclear family is one of the downfalls of civilization. You know, I'm a firm believer that you can't champion one thing without stigmatizing another. And maybe it sounds like I'm speaking in disparaging terms against one type of family, but I think the gold standard is a mother and a father. So you get the masculine and you get the feminine, and you get all sides. I think there's a reason that nature chose a man and a woman to raise kids. And I'm not saying that there's all forms of families that are amazing, but I think the gold standard is the nuclear family. I really do. And I think good parenting is one of the rarest things on the planet. Right. And that's a shame. That's a real shame. I'm not saying that a kid can't, you know, very rarely kids have the ability to self-parent, but that's rare. Right. That's rare. No, absolutely. I think with good parents, the world could solve a lot of problems. A lot of problems. So then how, you know, when we're talking about, you know, parental involvement and, you know, a child's education, how has training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu really helped you in life? I mean, you've been training for, you know, frickin' ever. You know, in a number of different areas. I mean, A, the confidence, B, the real world application. You know, it's not just theory. You're not just doing kata. You're not just doing pre-choreographed dances. You know that it works because every day someone's trying to wind up on your back with their arms wrapped around your neck, and they're trying their best to strangle you beyond unconsciousness. Right. And all you have to do when that happens is you have to give them a light little flutter tap on their leg, and they let go. You know, in Taekwondo, no one's actually trying to knock you out. They're not trying to force a concussion on your brain. They're doing it in theory. They're throwing punches a little bit light to see if they have some accuracy. But the only way you know if that's real is if a guy without gloves on tries to take your head off. And unfortunately, in the striking martial arts, you can't do that on a daily basis. But in grappling, you can. I can have a guy actively try and break my arm. So I know what it's like. I know what it's like every day to have a guy trying to strangle me beyond unconsciousness or try to hyperextend my arm. And he's trying with every bit of his ability and strength. No. Take your time. Go ahead. All right. So I did want to back up a little bit because I did forget to ask. Now, obviously, students outside the LA area are eligible, but what about the United States outside in, you know, let's say England, France, Germany, wherever? You know, I mean, obviously, I'd like to help as many people that I can, but right now, with the amount of time that we have, we haven't even saturated the U.S. So, you know, we're still focusing on that. But obviously, if the time allows, and we have, you know, the resources, I'll continue to divvy them out, you know, globally. Awesome. And I've got a question from Heather Bowen, of course, from Flanery Fever. She asked, what is something about the Christmas 14 program that people might not already know about it? Kind of everything. Uh, we don't have we don't have a ton of exposure, and it's difficult for somebody, a prospective martial arts student or a kid that wants to. It's difficult for him to find a program like this. So it's not like there's a lot of secret facts about it. I mean, they're all secret facts. But it's funny when people search, they can find it. It takes a little bit of initiative, but when they search, they can find it. And necessity is the mother of invention. If some kid finds it, all he has to do is Google, and he realizes, wait a minute, I could get this shit for free. Some shit that would change my life. I was talking about the nuclear family. Some of my best students are single parent kids. They don't even have a dad. They live in LA. But you know what? They sign up at my academy. They get 4 dads. They get 4 dads that request to see their report card. They get 4 dads that go to the school to talk about issues and problems.
Right.
And these are people that take a vested interest in these kids. And I know for a fact that they will pay it forward when they receive it like that, and they understand that nobody's bullshitting these kids. They care about these kids. When they see that and they feel it, and it's a very tangible thing that comes into their soul, they're going to give it to somebody else when they become a man. They are.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about those requirements, because you have some very specific requirements that the students have to adhere to in order to stay qualified for the program. What are those requirements?
Well, you got to sign a contract. I don't give anything away for free. It may seem like a free program, but what I mean is you don't have to pay me money, but you have to pay me something. And it's going to be something that I can't turn around and make a profit on. It's going to be something that maybe I already have plenty of people to clean the mats. But you know what that means? That means as soon as one person's finished cleaning them and they're not even dry, you're going to start your process of cleaning them again. Just so you know that you've done something to earn it. Now, the mats don't need cleaning. They just finished being cleaning. But I've got so many guys that want to earn their place. And just because the mat's clean doesn't mean that you get off on your effort.
Right.
They have to exchange something. They have to go in there knowing I didn't get this for free. There's a couple of antiquated concepts, pride and shame. Well, there's something to be said about earning it, earning your position.
Right.
Nothing is free. They have to clean toilets sometimes, but they see me cleaning toilets. Everybody in that academy has seen me with my hand down the toilet, down inside a dirty toilet. So I lead from the front. I don't request anybody to do anything that I don't do. So the students have to clean the mat at least twice a week. They have to sign up for a schedule, and they have to show up every single day that they sign up for. If I don't get a 24-hour notice that they're not going to show up with a good reason, they're out of the program. They get a warning the first time. The second time, they're out of the program. There is no second, third, fourth, and fifth chance. They get one warning if I don't get a 24-hour notice, and the second time, they are out of the program. You know how many people we've lost? 0, because I think I make myself incredibly clear what the value of this program is and what they're receiving. I haven't lost one person.
How many?
Because they've neglected, because they've abused that.
Right. How many kids do you have in the program right now?
Oh man, I would have to look. But I know all of them by name. it's and talking about another thing, they have to sign a contract. They have to maintain certain currency in school, as well as grades, and they have to give me bi-yearly progress reports written out, punctuated correctly. These aren't difficult things. They're things that any kid should be able to do. And if they come into the program without the ability to, we will boost them up with the ability to do it. It's not a lot to ask, but what they get in return, in my opinion, is fucking valuable. In my opinion. There's other people that go, well, I'd rather them get on a baseball team or whatever, or whatever.
Right.
But to me, what a kid receives from a martial arts program is absolutely invaluable. They're going to be able to walk down the hall of their school knowing that if shit went upside down, I could defend myself. They walk through the hallway knowing I don't have to get picked on. And I don't have to get afraid of it. I can calmly say, hey, don't do it again, or else this X and Y is going to happen. And they know at their core they have the ability to pull off X and Y. It just gives you a different level of confidence. And that level of security makes you makes you walk through life a little bit differently.
Now, some parents, and I've heard it before when my son was going through his time with martial arts, they always worry that when you equip a child to be able to defend themselves, they don't always get the kind of restraint taught along with it. Now, would you say in your program, your kids learn as much self-discipline as needed to make sure that doesn't happen?
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, now, when parents say that, I don't know what program they're talking about. But, I came up through martial arts, and I can tell you, the ability to effectively employ violence is always tempered with the right discipline and measure to know absolutely when that line has been crossed and when you need to use it. I'm a firm believer that you go through life with nothing but compassion, but you have the ability to lose that compassion in a nanosecond should your safety depend on it. In a nanosecond. You don't mistake a person's, peaceful life by thinking that they don't know how to be violent. That goes with any martial arts program, but any good one, I would say,
right?
Because there are crap grocery stores out there. There's crap everything out there. But I'll tell you, any martial arts program worth a shit, in my opinion, that is foremost at the head of the learning curve. Absolutely. It's teaching people. Before I teach somebody to pull a trigger, I teach them gun safety. I teach them, the value of life, humanity, social skills before I would ever teach somebody to pull a trigger. Well, it's the same way with martial arts. Before I teach somebody an arm lock, I teach them what happens when that joint's damaged. I teach them how long it's going to take with physical rehab to recover from that. So they know exactly the impact, and they know all the repercussions, both on themselves and on the person on the receiving end.
Awesome. That's exactly what I was hoping to hear from you, because I have heard it before, and, just a lot of people don't know how to choose a proper program. They don't know what they're looking for, and somehow that's the outcome that they imagine with their kids. So, no, that's absolutely outstanding.
I can say that there probably are schools out there that just randomly teach chokes and arm locks. I'm not that school, and I didn't come up through those schools either. I know they exist, but I detest those schools with the zenith of gusto. I really do. That to me is tantamount to absolute dangerousness.
No, absolutely. Well, tell us about Hollywood HBJJ, where you guys located, what's your number, who's the best person to contact about any information about the place or about the program?
HBJJ is 7131 and a half Sunset Boulevard. I started it, 14 years ago. Wow. 14 years ago. I teach when I'm in town. I taught Wednesday night, I taught Thursday night, I taught Saturday day, yesterday. I'm off today, but I'll be back Tuesday, and then I teach Wednesday, then I teach Thursday. I mean, I'm at the academy all the time. People always go through there and they look through, the window, and they're kind of shocked that I'm actually in there teaching. I think they think I own it, and then I live in Beverly Hills, and I never go to the academy, but I basically live at the academy. It's my passion. It's a big part of my life. So I'm more than an active part of that academy. It's a big part of my soul.
Awesome. Is it to get information about the programs? Is it best to go to the website? Give you guys a call?
Any of the above. Contact anyway. Absolutely anyway. Go to the website, go to the Facebook page, call the academy, any of the above.
Awesome. All right.
Leave me a personal Facebook message, any of the above. Twitter me, direct message, Twitter me.
Awesome. Perfect. That's all I got for you, Sean. I know you got stuff going on, and what I'll do is, my editor's going to get this. He'll work his magic, and I'll send you the link for it, and we'll go from there.
You got it. Shoot me the link, and I'll retweet it out and all that.
Right on. All right. Thanks a lot, Sean. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.